So, hey guys, Chauzu here, back with another GCZ challenge video, where I use legends as captain and free-to-play subs and free-to-play support to beat content. And I'm doing this challenge together with other team builders. So it's a collective effort to beat all content in the game with every legend, basically. So yeah, for this particular team, I'm pairing up V1 Barto with V2 Kid. And this is the unevolved Barto, who is a strength unit. And it's a bit different from the 6+. It's been a while since I used the 6-star version. But yeah, basically, when you do teams for Verse Generation, which is the first Garp challenge I do for this content, by the way, at least the first normal Garp challenge, you need to consider a few things. First, how do you get the matching orbs on stage 5 and lock them? Another thing is, how do you get enough damage on stage 7? And another thing you need to consider with that is the bottom row. Do you need units immune to blow away, or can you get enough damage anyway? And I'd say, since I mainly use free-to-play units, realistically, I need every unit I can get. So on all teams, the bottom row is immune to blow away. And of course, another thing you need to consider with this content is the captain swap. The middle right unit is guaranteed to be swapped into captain. So for this team, I planned around Kanjuro being swapped to captain final stage. Another thing you need to consider for this challenge as well is that the captains are supposed to be interchangeable. So basically, I can't rely on Kid being captain final stage, because he wouldn't be if I did a captain swap. So basically, I can't rely on the final tab. So yeah, time to lock the orbs here. I use Kanjuro to remove the damage threshold. I use Kid Special just to use it a second time. This lets me use the super type. So I get the full wall of strength orbs, lock them with Doffer Trouble. Doffer Trouble is very nice for locking here and getting chain locked this stage and next stage. And also for having a dex unit to help me deal with the pesky quick units. Makes my life a lot easier. And the Barto has very low CD, so he's already ready again. And yeah, for this stage I'm using the Kaido. He's basically a filler, but the extra damage here is very nice. It's not like you have to kill this stage in one turn, but if you have the option, why not? Very comfortable kill. And yeah, for this final stage I'm relying on Barto and Orochi specials. They have great synergy. Their specials together cover attack boost, war boost, color affinity, and chain lock. Well, you need to consume 10 strength orbs for the chain lock, but you easily do that with the strength team against this challenge. So yeah, we resisted the blow away there. We got Kanjuro as captain, so just use the specials and then do damage. I realize now that Kid probably has final tap as sub as well. I've never thought about that, since I only use him as captain, but yeah, I could have just hit with Kid here to make it easier, but doing it like this lets me showcase Barto's resilience as well. His special gives resilience, so we could live the death hit here and just kill Luffy the second turn. So maybe not needed, but I'll take that as an extra showcase. Treble with the clutch. Moving on to the next team, and it's going to be a weird team. We have the legendary hybrid chain captain with a normal captain. And I've said many times, this is not good. But the point of this challenge is to do hybrid captains. I've said many times I refuse to do single captains. But for Garp challenges, I don't have the option of hybriding with another chain captain like V1 really, because it's supposed to be one color only. So I didn't have much choice, and Hiyori turned out to be a really good pairing. Would have been even better if I could use her super type, but sadly the Jinbei sub doesn't meet the criteria. He's perfect for a team other than that. And yeah, this is made possible by the fact that level limit break Mihawk lets you use non-slashers on the team, makes team building a lot more realistic. But yeah, with this team, you see that I plan for the Kisuna Sanji to be captain final stage. And this is a bit of a weird one, because with Hiyori as captain, when Sanji swaps into the captain position, I can swap Sanji to quick, because both Mihawk and Sanji Zoro can boost quick units. But if Hiyori is friend captain, I can't do that because Hiyori doesn't boost quick units. So I did a run where Hiyori was friend captain, and you'll have to take my word for it. I had like 5% damage left. It was really low to kill. So I could have just invested more into one of my units. Probably the Sanji Zoro or the Kamaso. Or Hiyori can also get some more levels. So basically you'll have to take my word for it that you can swap the captains here. And if you don't believe me, feel free to call me out, but I give my assurance that you can swap the captains here. Because as I said, the point of this challenge is that you should be able to swap the captains. That includes sub, so I can't use, say, a Mihawk sub or Mihawk support, just because Mihawk is friend captain, because Mihawk is supposed to be able to be captain as well. But yeah, that's very complicated for content like this with forced captain swaps. There's a bit more things to consider then. But yeah, we use Hiyori here, very nice to get the 1 orbs and lock them. We avoid the interrupt on this stage for changing orbs. And we can just use Mihawk this stage to further lock the orbs, so it works out very well. Tashigi just removed the damage threshold. And yeah, we're pretty much good now. We're set up for final stage. And yeah, we carry over the base attack boost and ore boost to the Black Bear stage, and we can easily take him out in 1 turn as well. We could have, but I used Kamon's specials early, and it hasn't come back yet. And yeah, I thought it would have, but I was 3 turns off. So I decided to just try and stall, and if it didn't work, sure, I redo the run, otherwise I just finished the run. So we stalling 3 turns. I never stalled this stage, I didn't really know what would happen. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, I had no idea this debuff existed. Like, I'm sure I've heard about it back when it happened, but it hasn't happened again, so I've totally blanked out on that. I presume that stops ore boosts, which is a very interesting mechanic that they should try and use, but it hasn't happened. But yeah, it will be gone now anyway. So yeah, for this final stage, I'll rely on Sanji for attack boost, Kamaso for ore boost, and Jinbei for self-proc death down conditional. And yeah, for this particular variation, Jinbei isn't that necessary. I could have gone for color affinity as well, but as I said, if I did the opposite captains, I wouldn't have the quick Sanji Zoro here, so I can't really rely on color affinity this stage. I'm an adherent rule follower. Rules are meant to be followed. But yeah, this works out pretty well actually. Get the kill with Mihawk easily. So yeah, moving on to the final team of the video. It is going to be a quick team, and it's going to be the first one where I use this V2 G4 Luffy. I'll just say V3 Luffy, make it easy. But yeah, this is a very cool Luffy. I look forward to him getting level limit break because he has some interesting mechanics, but he doesn't have numbers. Like in base form, he's 3x, and he can only go up to like 4x and 4.25 times, depending on the form. Basically, to charge Luffy's meter, you need to hit perfects with Luffy, or consume recovery ores with the other units. I'm not going to sound like I'm some expert here. I had to read up during the content. Like, I thought about using this Luffy before, but I've never felt like learning about his mechanics, so it was an interesting chance. And I actually had fun using him, even if he's obviously not good by today's standard, but yeah, I had a good time with him. But yeah, it's a pretty funny combo, and as you see we have Uta as well, so yeah, one of my favorite things with Shanks, or the only thing I really like with his Shanks, is abusing his broken super tandem, as we're doing here. Like, this team changes completely once we have super tandem activated. Before the super tandem, the damage is a joke. It's super frustrating. But once you have a super tandem going, you just melt everything. So yeah, the goal for me with this team is to lock tandem warps on on Shanks and Uta, and keep them until the end. And yeah, Uta is very nice last stage. First, she has a very good captain ability for a free-to-play unit. She goes above 4 times attack, which is pretty insane for a free-to-play. And she also does both a self-proccing death down conditional and a super high chain boost. So she's like the free-to-play dream for this content. So I'll be using her special final stage, I'll be using the Luffy special final stage for an attack boost, and the Smoothie and Oven for an ore boost. And Jinbei will handle the damage threshold, and Prospero is invaluable for the ore block, as well as giving some nice extra damage with the chain lock. So yeah, pretty cool team. And yeah, I get back to this thing about swapping captain. Like, Shanks can't use his super type final stage with this composition. Could have if it was friend captain, but doesn't matter. So that means I can't rely on Shanks' super type special final stage. So instead I'll be using it next stage, and it really makes that stage a lot easier. But yeah, this might be the first time I've actually benefited from his super type. Not that I build tons of teams with the Shanks, but yeah, without this super type this stage, I probably needed more buffs to get rid of that killer. But now everything is strength, so that is a lot easier to handle. But yeah, now we can have some super tandem fun. And the next stage, I'm actually going to change Luffy form finally. And I had no idea how this worked. I just read in the text in the menu, they said like, if you hit with a crewmate, you lose 3 of the tank. So I was like, do I lose Tankman right away? But apparently it just means that if you... Basically, you can lose 3 tank every turn, but not more than 2. So basically this turn I will go down to 5. I do not kill actually, which should surprise me. Blackbeard is bulky. So yeah, I go down to 5, and then for the next turn I will go down to 2. So I tried to remove it because I thought I'd save it, but apparently that doesn't work because reasons. I need to test this more in the future. But yeah, apparently using Luffy's special also maxes the tank, which was news to me. But yeah, we're at the final stage, and I've already gone through the plan. But yeah, as you see, I got the unlucky swap there, but you can just reset the game then. And it will automatically swap the middle right unit. Uta in this case. Perspur is actually not a bad captain, but you need to use his special. And he only boosts Striker and Cerebral, while Uta boosts Arrow. So yeah, double Uta, tons of extra damage. Luffy for the attack boost. You'll see that he refills the tank, which I had no idea he did before doing this playthrough. And then Smoothie Oven War Boost. And now we get to kill. Going to be a super easy kill actually. Shanks' Super Tandem is busted. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.